Welcome to Farmers to Florists, the podcast serving the floral industry from seed to centerpiece. I'm Dr. Liz Fiedler Mergen, flower farmer, wedding florist, and owner of Sunny Mary Meadow, a flower farm and event venue I built in central Minnesota. This podcast makes local flowers easier to grow, easier to design with, and easier to sell. Each week, we'll talk about crop planning, recipe building, wholesale relationships, data-driven decisions, and how to build a floral business that doesn't burn you out. Yes, this podcast is a companion guide to Farmers to Florists platform at farmerstoflorist.com. But whether you use the tool or not, every episode is designed to give you practical systems and real insight you can apply immediately. If you believe the floral industry should be thriving, not scrambling, you're in the right place. Let's grow smarter. Hello and welcome back to Farmers to Florists. Today we are going to talk about something that really doesn't get posted on Instagram, and that is logistics. Because beautiful flowers might get you noticed, but logistics are why florists are going to continue to reorder from you. You can grow the most beautiful ranunculus in the world, but if you were a pain to order from, they're not going to get them from you again. They're going to reorder because experiences were smooth. Were the stems hydrated? Were they labeled? Did the quantity that you promised meet the quantity that was expected? Did pickup happen on time? Did you invoice them timely as you said you would? Was substitution handled calmly? Because substitutions happen and they know that, but how did you handle it? Logistics are what turns that was pretty into I'm going to buy from that farmer again. So every friction point reduces the likelihood of repeated business. So ask yourself, is pickup clear and structured? Is delivery predictable? Are stems processed consistently? Is the pricing straightforward? Florists are managing timelines down to the hour. If working with you will add stress, they will quietly pivot elsewhere. Not because they don't want to support local, but because weddings can't wait. If you told a florist that you would have the flowers on Wednesday and now you're saying, oops, sorry, it's going to be Friday, a lot of these florists have a freelance team or they're really, they're working their own schedule on limited time. They really need those things to be reliable. One thing that you absolutely should keep in mind is having specific pickup windows or delivery times. Not come whenever or, let me know, but you can say, hey, pick up sometime between 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. Have it clear, have it structured, have it professional. It will protect your time and it will respect theirs. Next, I want you to make sure that your flowers are hydrated, conditioned, cool, and typically stripped. So that is one thing that florists like buying local because of that reason. These flowers come in buckets of water. I would assume at least every flower farmer that I know strips the stems before you give them to a florist. That unpackaging, processing, rehydrating, that will save a florist probably anywhere from 2 to 5, 6 plus hours for every single event that they do. And that is actual real labor time. And so if you give them the flowers with properly stripped stems, clean buckets, fresh water, a conditioned product, those florists don't want to reprocess everything from scratch. And so when they arrive and they're ready to design, you become an invaluable member of their team. So here's the thing, you might know what's in the bucket, but the florist does not. You want that variety and you want that stem count, and it really saves them time on their end because time is money in design work. The most expensive thing is going to be the labor. Another thing that I hear from farmers all the time is that they're so worried about substitutions and how to do that because crops can fail. The weather will shift and things happen. And the key isn't perfection, it's that early communication. If something is not going to be ready, tell them early. Offer options, stay calm. Florists can pivot if they have time. They can't pivot if they're surprised. And I do think this is one of the biggest things when it comes to building a community with other flower farmers. A lot of times, I don't even tell my florist. I don't even tell them I don't have it. I just reach out to another farmer and try to get it. And that's okay. Sometimes, having that plan B, having that backup plan, personally, I have 3 high tunnels now. I am growing my ranunculus in all 3 of them because instead of putting all of my eggs in one basket or all my ranunculus in one tunnel, I don't want a bug infestation to wipe out the entire thing. So it's trying to give yourself that grace. And sometimes that looks like pairing up with another farmer that you know that you can source it from, and then you don't give that florist that stress. So I want you to start small. You don't have to do everything at once. I do firmly believe the Farmers to Florists platform is going to help with all of these little things, but if you're not ready to dive in yet, or if you're not ready to use all of the tools that it can offer, just pick one thing. Maybe start with standardizing your pickup window, and then work on improving your labeling, and then clarify substitution policies. Those small operational shifts can compound over time. You don't have to fix it all overnight. If you haven't already, go ahead and download the free ebook, Everything You Need to Know to Prepare to Buy Local Flowers. It walks through expectations, systems, and questions that reduce friction from the very beginning. The link is in the show notes, and it's free. Thank you so much for listening. If you have any questions, head to social media, just send a DM. We are always here to answer. We're always here to help. FarmersToFlorist.com, head to our office hours, and I hope that your growing season is going great. Thank you for listening to Farmers to Florists. If this episode gave you clarity or helped you think differently about local flowers, I'd love to have you join us. Visit FarmersToFlorist.com to explore the platform or jump into live office hours. If you know a flower farmer or florist who's trying to make local easier, send this episode their way. We're on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Spotify, Apple, wherever you get your podcasts, and LinkedIn for some reason, and you'll find direct links to everything in the show notes. Let's build stronger systems together, stronger relationships, and a stronger floral industry. Thank you.